guys, it's Joshua Reviews. Okay, look, I'm just gonna say this. My old reviews suck. Yeah, they suck. If you don't remember, when I was a lot younger and a lot more naive, I used to spit a lot in my videos. I used to spit for whatever reason. I guess I thought it was funny. I also did a lot of dumb shit that I really don't like watching and kind of looking back on it. So by the time you see this, some of those videos might be private, or they might be unlisted. If you really want to desperately go and rewatch them, I might make a playlist, but I don't know. Just kind of look around my channel for a bit. I'll decide, but don't worry. How I'm going to make up to that, or how I'm going to make it up to you guys, is I'm going to re-review those movies in the future. I'm also going to be re-reviewing those Halloween films that I reviewed back then. That's kind of my plan for this month. In 2017, I reviewed a lot of Halloween films back then, which my opinions on those films have since changed. And I want to kind of go back and revisit them and basically form a new opinion. Specifically with this film, Pumpkin Karver. So this was a film I saw at a video store that was by my house. It was, honestly, that place was fucking amazing. And I'm so sad it's gone, but, you know, it's been gone for quite some time now, so it doesn't really matter. I think it was 2019 it went out of business or some shit, or 2019, or, no, actually it was 2018, I think. Damn, bro. Wait, I can't remember. Anyways, besides the point, I'm getting off track. Yeah, this was one of the movies I picked up when they were going out of business. They were you could buy their movies for literally $1. So I picked up this film right away. And this film, I remember when I watched it, I liked it. But since then, I've always kind of told myself, you know, 2017, you wasn't the you now. You know, my opinion on a lot of things, and the way I act and the way I feel about certain things have changed a lot. So I wanted to revisit this film. And so Pumpkin Karver. It's about a guy who, brother and sister. It's Halloween night. The boyfriend of the sister decides to pull a prank. He dresses up as a serial killer and tries to, you know, do the part 8 Jason in the beginning, where he basically puts on the hockey mask and pranks his girlfriend. He pretends to kill her, and the brother doesn't realize this, so he kills him. And the police say it was self-defense, you know, because you thought your sister's life was in danger, you know. But a year passes, and they're going to a Halloween party in this farmhouse area, whatever. It's not really that well explained, but they're going to a Halloween party. And he's kind of having these visions, and he's scared that he, you know, is going insane and stuff like that. So, and his sister is with him, and she's like, oh, no, it wasn't your fault. You know, don't worry about it. So, right off the bat, interesting story. Okay. So far, it's being well executed. About 20 minutes in, we're getting to know our characters, and I'm like, okay, this is, yeah. I mean, back then I enjoyed it, and now I'm enjoying it right now. So, yay, this is going to be a good film. So I'll talk about the pros and I'll talk about the cons. So what I liked about it, I'll be honest, for a low budget film, the acting was semi-decent. I believed most of our characters. There were some line deliveries that were really questionable and laughable. Some of them were just downright bad, but they kind of added to the charm. Like, there are these two dudes. I don't know exactly what they're dressed up as. I forget what it is that they're dressed up as, but they're like in these white gowns, and they're like the party dudes. And I can't tell if they're boyfriend or brothers or just friends. I don't know, but they're party animals, and they're funny. Their acting's not good, but they're really fun to watch. I know some people would get really annoyed by them, but I don't know. I've always kind of like, you know, people like that, where they're just like nonstop partiers, and they're just kind of dumb, and they're played off for laughs. I've always liked characters like that, if they're executed well, and they were. But the acting wasn't good from those guys, especially some other characters. But, you know, the point I'm trying to make is they were well utilized. The lines they were saying, the delivery wasn't good, but the lines they were saying were so... It was so bad, it was good. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm kind of rambling here, and you guys know I do that, but... yeah, so if the acting wasn't good, it was so bad it was good. But for the most part, it was semi-decent. Semi-decent. I did like our two main leads and another character. She's kind of the love interest for our main character. And she was likable too. There were quite a few likable characters in this film. It kind of reminded me of, how would you say? What movie am I trying to compare it to? Oh, shit. Well, whatever. I'm not going to do it. I can't remember. But I did like the characters, even if some of them were intentional douchebags or, you know, the acting wasn't good. The characters, well done. How's everything else? Okay, so yeah, the acting, whatever, characters were cool. Story was engaging. Okay, that sounds like a pretty decent movie. Just keep me entertained. And the movie was entertaining. I was entertained. But at the same time, there was a lot of moments that dragged, and I'm kind of stuck in the middle with this. Yeah. So, okay. So I liked our main leads. Some of the acting was semi-decent. I already said that, but just bear with me. But a lot of the movie is just the characters kind of partying, and it's not necessarily boring, but this is a slasher, so there are some things you come to expect with a slasher, like some creative kills and some other stuff like, you know, the typical boobs and you know, that's in the film, but, you know, I could care less. And I want a cool villain. And the villain design is cool, but he's not really in it that much. And for some odd reason, this film focuses a lot on the party. And I don't really get it. Like, yeah, this really engaging story, and you got this interesting character because it's like, okay, you know, the whole thing is, oh, who's the killer? Is it the guy having the visions after he killed you know, his sister's boyfriend last year? Is it this farm guy? Is it this douchey boyfriend character that, you know, is dating someone else? Like, who is it? But, you know, it's kind of obvious who it is. And it doesn't really get interesting until like the last 20 minutes of the film. A lot of it's partying, and it is fun to watch. It's not like Friday the 13th Part 1, where after rewatching and realizing how slow, boring, and uninteresting it is, the way I'd compare it to is it's like Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, where it's like the characters aren't necessarily well developed or fleshed out, but you get a sense that they're friends, and a lot of the stuff they do is interesting and fun to watch. That's how I'd compare it to. Whereas Friday the 13th Part 1, you don't really care for the characters, and you don't really care what they do. Like, there's a funny part in that movie where they play strip Monopoly. But then there's also another part where the main girl is making tea, and I just don't really care. There's a lot of moments like that, and a lot of moments from Friday Part 4 sprinkled in here. But a lot of the movie is focused on the party, so you have moments like that where you're making tea, and you have a lot of moments when you're partying and having fun, like in Friday Part 4. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to get at. So a lot of it's interesting, and there's a lot that's not interesting. But there was enough to keep me engaged. And the twist at the end isn't really well explained, but it did kind of make me go, huh, okay, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, okay, I buy it. Without spoiling anything, it's a little supernatural, a little weird, a little confusing, but if you kind of just think about it for a second, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, he's possessing him, and now oh, okay, I get it. You know, you got to really think about it, but, you know, it's an average viewer, they'd probably be like, what the fuck's going on? What the hell is this ending? Because the ending is a little weird, feels a little rushed. And, you know, I can't say this film's great, and I can't even really say it's, like, good, but it's not bad. I know a lot of people shit on this film, but after rewatching it after a few years had gone by, I'm gonna be honest, I did enjoy it, but because the movie is focused so much on the party, and it takes a while for the kills and a lot of the interesting stuff to happen, you're just kind of left with, okay, can I stand some annoying characters doing funny stuff and stuff like that? Like, if you find a lot of the stuff that happens in this film entertaining, you'll like this film. Or maybe you won't. Because if you don't like that, you're not going to like this film. How would I rank it, or how would I rate it, though? I'd probably just rate it a C-. Not awful. I probably would watch it again, so maybe a C-. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on it. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, so I'll keep that rating. So, guys, that was Pumpkin Karver. Let me know if you guys have seen this, because I am kind of curious to see if you guys have seen this film. Stay tuned, because I am going to be reviewing a lot of movies that I reviewed in the past for this month. So stay tuned for that. I think the next one I'm reviewing is Jack-O-Lantern, which I'm really curious to hear or see my thoughts on that. So stay tuned for that. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye.